this.
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. And I want to say double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and blessings to the hopeful elect, teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth, in the hopes that we may edify and feed the lambs of Yahweh Shai, especially in these last days. You know, when the truth has bust wide open, you know, the elect of the nation of Israel are waking up, consisting of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, waking up to the truth that you are indeed, in fact, the chosen people of the Lord, a peculiar people, a special people unto the Lord. And, you know, we're in a time in the last days where Esau is being exposed, and, you know, his glory that he's been living up in has been found to be very, very shameful. And I say that because I have this video loaded up here that I just wanted to play a little clip of from the channel Piers Morgan Uncensored. And, you know, there's an interesting conversation on this panel here talking about why should we keep apologizing for, you know, slavery that happened all these years ago. But the fact of the matter is why do the small hats keep complaining about what so-called happened to them? You know, why do they get heard? Why do they get a say? Why do they get, you know, a voice? But when it comes to our people, we have no voice. We have no say. You know why? Because they look down upon you. Not just Esau, but the other nations. And none of these other nations are going to pity us, bemoan us, you know, go aside to ask how we're doing as a people, because ultimately they don't give a shit. They are our enemies, and they're the same people that we actually need to be saved from. I'm going to get a scripture. Okay, this is Luke chapter 1, verse 68 in the New Testament. Blessed be the Lord Yahweh power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, who are the Israelites. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. First Chronicles 17 and 21. Sirach 17 and 17. Just a few scriptures to mention and to prove that we are the chosen people of the Lord. Okay, we are the Lord's people. Okay, and the Lord said, he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. We are the apple of the Lord's eye. And you know, Esau and the other nations, they done fucked up because they touched the apple of the Lord's eye, and they are going to pay for what they have done to us as a people. And there is no amount of apologizing, groveling, you know, talking about handing out of FRNs, fiat currency, which really isn't real money. Okay, there's no amount of charity, work of charity that they can do in order to cleanse the bloodshed of our people. Okay, true payback, true reparations is for us to have those in captivity who had us in captivity. And that's exactly what Isaiah the 14th chapter goes into from the first verse on down. And that's what's going to happen to our enemies. That's going to happen to people, those people that oppressed us. So fuck your apologies, man. Verse 69. And have raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. We are a hated nation on the earth, and we're hated by every single nation on the earth. They call us bywords. They look down upon us. They mock us. They laugh at us. They don't consider our sufferings. But guess what? They're going to consider once we have them in total subjection. Because Yahweh Shai promised us that if we endure and keep his works unto the end, he said to us, will he give power over these nations. And we're not just going to have power over them, but we're going to rule them with a rod of iron. Okay. Revelation chapter 2 verse 26, straight to the point. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So we're going to beat them in pieces. Thine heart shall meditate terror. That's exactly what we're going to do. We don't need your apology. Okay? The Lord said, surely it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. And you've been troubling us. Especially you heathens, you top heathens, you Edomites, you devils. You've been troubling us as a people. And you're still troubling us to this day. But guess what? That time is coming to an end. Esau is the end of the world, right? Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a little quick clip of this conversation on this panel here from Piers Morgan Uncensored. Is patriotism bad? And Pearl Davis on feminism. And it's funny because this title has nothing to do with, I didn't even expect to even come across this. But as soon as I forwarded it in I think 6 minutes in or so, I started to listen to the nature of the conversation that was being had on this panel. And it moved me in the spirit. So I said, I got to speak on this. So check this out.
I don't think that people have a lack of knowledge, and I'm not quite sure where the apology tool ends. What's the end game here?
So the end game is about the ability to understand the true history, not just the part of history that we have been taught. And that is...
So he asked, what's the end game? And I tell you what, the end game is for us to have you in slavery. That's the end game. Okay? See, here it is, man. These guys want to complain about apologizing. We're coming to a time where you're going to wish that an apology would suffice. We're coming into times where you're going to wish that an apology would keep us from putting our foot up your ass in the near future. Foot up your ass in the near future, should I say. Sideways at that. Because we're going to fuck you up. You devils, you're going to get messed up, man. You're going to get messed up. All right? And I remember this because I did a video on this subject, the Dutch king expressing regret for the country's slavery past. I actually remember doing a video on this and how he came out and apologized. But an apology is not enough. You want to talk about how many years ago it happened. But at the end of the day, the scriptures speak about prepare slaughter for his children. Again, Isaiah chapter 14. So there's a lot in Isaiah 14 that cuts you devils. All right. In fact, let me start from verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, the Israelite foreigners. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. We are currently being oppressed. The scripture says in Ecclesiastes 7:7, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. And we are being oppressed right now. Okay? But guess what? In the kingdom, we're going to be like them that dream. This is just going to be like a bad nightmare to us because guess what? You can't, this is a light affliction. Just like the scripture describes it, this is a light affliction. What's a light affliction in comparison to eternity? An eternity of peacefulness, blissfulness. When the Lord comes back and wipes away all tears from our eyes, he said there's not going to be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying. Let's keep reading. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. You see that? He's going to give us rest from all of our sorrows. The hard bondage where we was made to serve. And you can't brush this under the rug. And you know ultimately why Esau wants to brush this under the rug and he's getting hurt, because it's shameful. It's a shameful part of his history that he's having to admit that was absolutely atrocious what he did to our people. But guess what? They can't fucking hide the truth. Because every single time someone plugs in their Wi-Fi router or whatever and goes on the internet and surfs the web, all they keep seeing shoved in front of their face is the atrocities of the past, what happened to you so-called Negroes. Latinos, Native American Indians. What Christopher Columbus or Cristobal Colon did when he went over and slaughtered the northern tribes. And his famous quote was, he couldn't put down his sword, no, not for an hour. That's how much killing this man did. That's how much murdering this man did. And you want to talk about it doesn't matter, it's in the past. Well, we say fuck you, because the Lord requires that which is past. Let's get that scripture. All right. And I'm a little bit excited right now, if you will, but hey, I'm just teaching the word. I'm teaching the words of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. And if that's wrong, if you think that's wrong, then fuck you, man. We don't give a fuck about what you got to say. The apostles always say this, if you don't like what we got to say, just click the X button, man. Just fucking go and watch jumping jacks or something. Cat videos or something on the internet. Go do something else. Go do a cartwheel off a fucking cliff. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 15. That which have been is now, and that which is to be have already been. And the Most High Yahweh, which is his name, he is. That's what it means. Requireth that which is past. So the Lord requires that which is past. Okay? So, yeah, that happened in the past. That happened in the past. Well, guess what? The Lord requires that which is past. So you can't escape it. You can't escape it. Colossians chapter 3 verse 25. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done. And there is no respect of persons. So you did wrong to our people, man. And you're still doing wrong to our people. So guess what? You're going to receive for the wrong which you've done. Just because you remove the yokes of iron, that don't mean that we're free. You still have us still yet this day in our captivity, right? Where we're subject to payments. You're still polluting the food that we eat, the air that we breathe. You got us all up in the ghettos and the projects. Okay? And not only that, you people, I'm talking about you devils, you're still benefiting off of old money, slave money. Okay? You had a head start. This is your kingdom. And when you look at our people, man, that are strung out on drugs in these ghettos, downtrodden, suffering in the projects, okay, you can't tell me that we've had a head start. And then you've got the audacity to complain about apologizing, man, even though you're still afflicting us as a people. This is why you devils are going to go down hard. And this is why we ain't going to show you no mercy in the kingdom, because you have shown us nothing but perpetual hatred. So you reap what you sow.
Is the difficulty. So you're talking about who's the apology for. Well, the apology is for me. The apology is for those who have suffered. The apology is for those who continue to struggle through colonialism and through slavery. And I do think that it's important that royalty are coming forward and saying, we apologise for the part that we...
All right, so is that it? Is that enough? When is enough?
There you go. You see this devil he's getting all, he's getting hurt. All right? He's getting hurt. Listen to this devil. All right? He getting hot on, getting flustered, getting hot under the collar, getting fucking pissed off. They don't want to see our people speak. They don't want to see our people speak and demand that we have some sort of recognition for what happened to our people in the past. They don't like it. They don't like it because, you see, we're not even... What was the saying? 3/5 of a man? That's how they look at us. All right, especially Judah, starting with the head tribe. All right, they look at us as 3/5 of a man. They look at us as less than them. This is called white supremacy, man. That's what it's called. And although you have a vast majority of our people that have been conquered mentally and have succumbed to Stockholm syndrome, where they've now, generated a certain level of affection for their captors, there is still going to be those out there that are saying fuck that and are going to speak the truth even if it leads to their death. And that's the elect that are going to constantly be showing you and telling you what's going to happen to you in the future for what you have done.
enough? If we all say sorry today, hang on.
The British government, when is enough enough to repay, to compensate slavery?
So if we all say
repay. Listen, we don't want your FRNs. You can keep. There's no amount of money that's enough that you can pay us. And you know why I say that? Because biblically, that's correct. All right. You shed blood, right? You shed our blood, okay? You shed the blood of the saints. Numbers 35 and 33. So you shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land. And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So do you know what that means? You shed our blood, guess what? Your blood has to be shed. And that's going to happen in the kingdom when we have you in complete subjection, which the word subjection means to be under the rule of the Israelites. That's what's going to happen to you. And we are not going to show you no mercy. There will be no fucks given, okay, because you did not show us any mercy. And that's a fact. When you look up the atrocities of what happened to our people, auctioning blocks, cargo slave ships, buck breaking, the torture methods that you used, the experiments that you did on our people, cutting us up and all kinds of stuff. Man, these are just the things that we know about, bro. Watch Goodbye Uncle Tom. Watch movies like Mandingo, Drum, Roots. And that's PG compared to the reality of what we went through as a people, man. Okay? This is James chapter 2, verse 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy that have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. So you ain't shown no mercy to us. So why should we show mercy to you? Okay? See, now Esau's getting hot and flustered because he can't shut us up. The truth is out. Okay? You can't stop us from uploading these videos and exposing you for the devil that you are. Okay? And that is that shameful spewing, man. Let me get another scripture. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. You're being revealed. You're filled with shame for glory. Trade in that glory for shame. Because the Most High requires that which is past. The chicken's coming home to roost now, man. The cup of the Lord's right hand, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's right hand, shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory. And this is why you're getting hot and flustered. This is why you can't take it.
sorry
When is
today.
enough?
Well, that's my question to you, and you're not answering it.
Well, when
my point
reparations
is,
are made,
if we all say sorry today, it was terrible, which we all know.
Yeah.
Can we then say, right, that's done. We're going to
Listen to his attitude, though, which we all know. I mean, see, this is what I'm saying. These devils, they talk with this level of supremacy. It's like, just shut the fuck up, so-called black man. Shut the fuck up, Israelite man. Israelite woman, child. Israelite man, woman, child. Shut the fuck up. You know, you ain't got nothing to say. It happened. It's in the past. That's Esau's mindset. But no, we won't shut the fuck up. Okay? And the more you do this, is the worse you're making it for yourself. Because everything's being recorded. And you Edomites, you know, that have that don't give a fuck attitude. Okay? You're making it worse for yourself. Because in the kingdom, you just gonna get beaten up harder. There's many enemies, and I'm pretty sure there's other brothers out there that when they go to their jobs and they have to operate out there in the world, and you got heathens that mess with them and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure there's brothers out there that have marked individual heathens that when they see them again in the kingdom, they are going to go to town on them. And that's me included. Thine heart shall meditate terror. These things are biblical truths that you can't escape. Okay? Shameful spewing is upon your glory. This geezer's attitude is this. Zechariah 11:5, right? Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord. For I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. They don't have no compassion for us. They don't hold themselves guilty. Okay? What does the word guilty mean? Let's go into it. They hold themselves not guilty. Offend, be guilty, to trespass. Okay, Hebrew word, what's that? Asham. To do wrong, to offend, trespass, commit an offense. In their mind, they have done no offense. This is white supremacy at its finest. To become guilty, to be held guilty, to be incriminated. But they are criminals. Okay, the red man, Esau, Edom, they are criminals. To suffer punishment, declare guilty, to be desolate, acknowledge offense. They don't want to acknowledge their offense to the children of Israel. They don't want to acknowledge that because that shameful spewing is too much for them to revisit. The colonial past of the devil. But they have no choice. They have no choice. They have to accept that that is their past and that's never going to change. And what's coming for them is worse than they could possibly imagine. This is Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. And that's exactly what's happening to us in these last days. We're remembering ourselves as a people. And that's the worst thing that Esau could have had happen to him, man. But it's out of his hands because this is all a part of biblical prophecy. The 3 days and a half. Revelation 11:11. After 3 days and a half, the spirit of life entered in them and they stood upon their feet. We have woken up through the spirit. This is a miracle. Okay? And the truth is being preached throughout all the world for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come. We are at the end of this man's rulership. And the next stop for Esau, Edom is slavery, hardcore slavery. And these other nations. They ain't getting off the hook either. But in the land of our captivities, we're remembering ourselves, right? Verse 31, and shall know that I am the Lord, Yahweh their power, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear. The Hebrew word for heart is lab, which means the mind. And the elect have the heart and ears to hear. Only the election have obtained this truth. The rest were blinded. Okay, the Lord is not dealing with every single Israelite. He's only dealing with the elect. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name. Baruch chapter 3:8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments. And that's what's happening to Jake, paying all kinds of money, living paycheck to paycheck, getting hit with all kinds of bills. Can hardly keep the lights on. Okay? On antidepressants, on drugs, coping mechanisms, turn into the bottle, turn into all kinds of everything that they can turn to just to get through another day in hell. Because this is hell. Subject to payments, hell. Ultimately, we understand we're being punished. Okay? Hey, but the scriptures say about Esau, they shouldn't even have looked. When the Babylonians were taking us down, that's in Obadiah. They shouldn't even have looked. We're the apple of the Lord's eye, man. Who the fuck do you think you are? According to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord, Yahweh our power. Alright? So we departed from the laws of our Lord. The Lord is punishing us, man. And that's just how the cookie crumbles. Alright? But I just wanted to put my 2 cents in on this. Because I wasn't even expecting to come across this, to be honest. I was looking up something else. You know, with Piers Morgan. Because I heard someone mention him in another interview. And I thought, let me see what Piers Morgan's been saying recently. Because sometimes I find his conversations quite interesting. And then I just stumbled across this. And, you know, the spirit hit me. And I said, look, this is shameful spewing because Esau is getting flustered.
We're going to look forwards. We're going to be positive. We're going to celebrate our achievements.
It's easy to say you're going to look forward and be positive when your people have the power of the earth in your hand, when your people are still profiting off the money of slavery, when your people have us in complete subjection and we're still being oppressed. It's easy to say that when you are a so-called white man, an Edomite at that. It's easy to say that. Okay? But what can you say about, I don't know, the average downtrodden Israelite woman, you know, you know, that's strung out on drugs while she's being pregnant? Who's responsible for flooding these communities with drugs? Like they show you in that show Snowfall. Okay? And you got Franklin and he's hooking up with the CIA and how the CIA are using Franklin to push drugs in the community. Who's responsible for that? Now, obviously, Jake, we're under them curses and Jake don't make it easier on themselves. Jake's doing it to themselves. But Esau is setting us up to fail as well. Okay? He also has a hand in that. So he's going to pay for that. The scripture says, woe unto thee that puttest thy bottle to thy neighbor and makest him drink, that they may look upon his nakedness and that they may see his shame. That's what Esau's done to us. And that bottle represents all these various lifestyles, ways of life that are contrary to how we're supposed to be living according to the Holy Bible. All these false philosophies, all these alternative lifestyles that Jake's all up into. Women are into feminism, Jake's into Moism, all kinds of that. These flamers, these skittle people running around. And then he accuses us before the Most High. But he's the one that's put the bottle to us. All right? So Esau, you are going to pay for this because you weaponized every form of life against us. You ain't gave us a chance, man. You ain't shown us no mercy. Okay?
Learn from our failures,
Absolutely.
and we're done with apologising.
Absolutely. And so how are we going to learn from our failures if we do not understand what we did wrong?
You learn from your failures because that's what we're doing at the moment. The sort of report
How
you had
do you
from
learn from your failures?
Well, you gonna learn when you got them chains on you, man. You're gonna learn when you got them chains on you. That's when you're gonna learn. That's when you're gonna say, we fucked up. Okay? Well, the scriptures even says that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. This was he who we had sometimes in derision, right? Let me read Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. That's Esau and the other nations, but mainly Esau. They made no account of our labors. They've been afflicting our people. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. It's going to be a strange thing to see the people that you had in hardcore slavery, in bondage, underneath you. You were superior to us, right? In your head, looking down on us. You had white supremacy going for you, right? But then all of a sudden, you got those same people that you had in slavery getting beamed up in ships by Yahushua, who is a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. It's going to be so strange for you to witness, but the next stop after that is for us to come down off them ships and grab up all you Europeans, man, you devils, you other nations, slap chains around your neck, okay, and put you in chains, put you in hardcore slavery and go to town on you, man, because that's what's awaiting. The next stop for you, Esau and you other nations, is slavery. All right? And I say you other nations, and I'm going to read Jeremiah 30:16. And we can close this out. This is, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. You see that? We're going to become the hunters. You are going to become the prey. Because right now we're the prey and you're the hunter. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh for. After, okay? Yeah, that's the attitude of the other nations. So because of that attitude, and because of how you've afflicted us and treated us, you are going to become the prey, and we will become the predators. Anyway, with that, I pray you were edified. Shalom.